Morning, Jackie here from Legally Wise Women. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about negotiation and the tactic of splitting the difference. Unfortunately, it seems like a fairly lazy strategy, in fact, and many solicitors do it, particularly when they go into a shuttle style mediation, and a lot of the time, unfortunately, it's because they haven't been trained any other way. And in fact, there are plenty of other ways to resolve a conflict more creatively than just splitting the difference. So what are some of those, and how do you even access some of those in a negotiation, particularly when you're in a negotiation where the other side just wants to split the difference? Well, you can keep bringing the negotiation away from the actual dollar amounts and not engage in the split the difference conversation, but instead open the conversation up broader and listen more. Listen about what the other party actually wants. In fact, this is one of the best skills in conflict resolution, is listening. Because the more information you have, the more power you have. The more you know about what the other person wants, the more you can realise how many other options there might be, how many things that you might be able to give the other person that doesn't cost you very much at all, but in fact means a lot to the other person. So this sort of process actually increases the pie. If you think that the pie is just like a large pie, for example, and that's all you've got to split, but in fact you start bringing in extra components and you make the pie a family-size pie instead of a large pie, so that there is more to go around for everyone, rather than just looking at dollar amounts and trying to split and come to a middle point with a dollar amount, in which case both people are compromising and no one's really happy at all. Whereas let's actually look to what we actually want and what the other party actually wants. If it's revenge, then you might not get very far, unfortunately. So listening and increasing the pie are some really important perspectives, and this brings you more into an interest-based negotiation style rather than a rights-based shuttle. No, this is our small pie that we have, and all we can do is divide it up, and no one's going to be happy because no one gets as much pie as they want. The other way of trying to engage the party and the other party and open up the conversation so that you're looking at more than just splitting the difference is the rule of reciprocity. So psychologically, people really want to reciprocate. When something is done or given to them generously, it feels unfair if you don't reciprocate. So it's this funny psychological norm, social norm that we work within. So you can do small things to try and generate this rule of reciprocity in the other person, either by being generous in an area that doesn't matter to you as much, or by being generous in the actual negotiation, not even to do with the things that you're talking about. So like bringing along a large bag of M&Ms and sharing them around. It's amazing what little generous gestures can do to generate reciprocity and open people up to feel like they can trust that you're there for the right reason, and that because you're being generous, they should reciprocate and be generous as well. So a couple of small tips there. I do have plenty more in a deep dive course that I'm running. It is called How to Negotiate for What You Want, and the keys are there to know what you want and then to build the skills around doing something other than just splitting the difference. So if you want to know more, reach out to me. But otherwise, I'll catch you again next week on one of these short videos. See you then.